vintage dream. something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing out. Think you owe me an apology. Just say it to my face. You're sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. Say it to my face. You're sorry. And I quit my job for you, even quit some friends for you, 'cause you couldn't stand it, me all independent, so you had to have me for yourself. That was when I trusted you, when I could add up 2 and 2, when you promised we'd be together, you, me, forever. Now there's nothing left to lose. And though I understand it's hard sometimes to make up your mind in these trying times, yeah, I just can't accept you leaving me when I'm overseas with the heart so heavy. Think that I deserve the truth for once, not a guilty tone, 'cause you're not alone, yeah. You said you wanna come home, but I know you don't. So this time I won't hear it on the phone. If you got something to say to me, then say it to my face. What it's all about, why you're bailing out. Think you owe me an apology. Just say it to my face. You're sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. You're so sorry. Say it to my face. You're sorry. The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show.
Testimony is scheduled to resume in the Kimberly Potter trial. This after more than a week of testimony from different witnesses, officers, and relatives of Daunte Wright. Ben, I know that we've been following this trial since jury selection. We've covered it every single day, but what I want to focus on this morning is the testimony from the young woman who was in the vehicle with Daunte Wright the moment that he was fatally shot by Kimberly Potter. We'll dive into that, but first, take a listen of a snippet from her testimony last week.
And how were you feeling while this was going on?
I'm really nervous and scared. I don't really have a good past with police, so every time I encounter, I just get nervous.
So you were nervous and scared. How was Daunte behaving? How did he appear to be feeling during that interaction?
He was really scared. Like, I've never seen him like that before. Because, Daunte, like, this is just really happy, he's positive, and you can't really be, like, sad or depressed or angry or mad around him, and like, he was just so nervous and flustered, and I could tell he was just scared, and he just...
Okay.
I don't know.
The police asked Daunte to step out of the car. What happened next?
Memory-wise, I don't remember the scuffling. I just remember after...
So the car crashed, is that right?
Yes.
And then what did you do? You were describing you were putting your hands on Daunte, on Mr. Wright. Can you describe that part, please?
I took my belt off and I grabbed like whatever was in the car. I don't remember if it was a sweater, a towel, or a blanket or something. I just grabbed whatever it was and put it on his chest, like you see it in movies and TV shows. I didn't know what to do, so I just put my hands over his chest and I just tried to hold it, and I was just trying to scream his name, and I was just trying to have him talk to me, and just kept saying, Daunte, like, just say something, please, like, just talk to me.
What was he doing?
He was just like, I don't want to like demonstrate like how he was, but he just had his arms folded kind of, and he's just like just gasping.
This young woman's life will never be the same. She witnessed her boyfriend, someone she had been dating for a few weeks, die, and there was nothing she could do to save him. She will be coping with that trauma for the rest of her life. And the prosecution is being very intentional by, detailing how this has impacted her, how it could have potentially killed her. The prosecution has been very intentional and also detailing how Kimberly Potter jeopardized the lives of two other officers and the individual who Daunte crashed into. It was actually a couple, and the male who was in the vehicle of the car he crashed into after he was shot is currently in hospice and has had declining health since. And so the prosecution is trying to make a case for a stricter sentencing because, as it stands, I believe, if convicted of the lesser charge, Potter faces 4.5 years, and if convicted of the stricter charge, I think it's around 10. And so they're asking for a stricter sentencing based on not just killing Daunte, but putting all of these other individuals in harm's way.
Yes. And good morning, Georgia. Listening to that testimony was sobering. And it's a stark reminder of the trauma that people live with when they go through these things. And it happens so often. And you directly and we've spoken with mothers and loved ones of people who have been killed by the police. And it leaves a mark that will never be erased. And then what the insult to injury is, Georgia, as we're watching these proceedings, we see again that they're putting Dante Wright on trial. And as you make that analysis of the prosecution strategy, it does remind me of how far we have to go in order to get justice for one person. The prosecution is doing their due diligence and bringing in all the other individuals involved. But I believe that there should be justice alone just for Dante Wright.
Agree. And Ben, it was really interesting because as the prosecution was trying to make this case, and it's under, I believe, what's called Blakey, as they were trying to make their case for a stricter sentencing, the defense counters that by asking for a mistrial. And of course, the judge declined their request. But, this is that back and forth that we also saw during the Chauvin trial, where it's almost a disillusionment where the defense is observing the prosecution stating their case and stating that it's grounds for a mistrial. As we're hearing the evidence, all of it is adding up as we're observing and listening to the testimony. But here you have the defense that's saying, in fact, no, this is grounds for a mistrial.
Right. And this is there's a line. There's always a thin line between an aggressive defense, one that will do everything it can to make sure that their client gets due process. But we've seen in many of these cases, the defense will go, especially when it involves a Black person, particularly Black men. The defense will do everything and go far above beyond the pursuit for due process, and they will engage in criminalization even of the victim. So I'm not surprised to see this strategy, and I do fear we're going to see more of that and even worse.
Yeah, well, and there was so much evidence that came out last week. A lot of us didn't realize. I know even me. So I went to the scene where Dante Wright was killed that afternoon, actually, while his body was still laying on the ground. And I remember being a little perplexed that there were two vehicles and no one really knew exactly what happened until this trial where they're describing what happened. And so the reason why there were two vehicles on the scene was because after Dante was shot by Kimberly Potter, he drove off and in less than a block crossed over a median and crashed into another vehicle. Well, by this time, they had already called for backup. So there was a police officer behind the vehicle that Dante crashed into because the police, they were on their way responding for backup, right? And so this officer was able to hop out and respond very quickly. However, his response was not one that we would recognize for a person who had just been shot. I want you guys to take a look at this. This, I think, so far, outside of Dante's mother's testimony and the testimony of the young lady who was in the car with him, this was the hardest thing for me to watch last week. Take a look.
Officer Salvosa, when did you get the first hint that this was an officer-involved shooting?
Probably shortly after they had taken him out of the car, and piecing it together. As far as officially, not until they told me that I was a witness.
Sure.
And had to be...
Yeah, less than official. Did you talk to any witnesses that caused you to believe that it was an officer-involved shooting?
I did not talk to any witnesses that led me to believe it was an officer-involved shooting, no.
Not Katie Bryant?
I did talk to Katie Bryant. Yeah, she did say that she believed her son was shot.
Shot by whom?
A
police officer.
Could you?
And, so I'm not sure if we have the footage of the body cam from that officer. But what you see is he gets out and he draws his gun That was his response to seeing Dante Wright's vehicle cross over a median and crash into another vehicle. He draws his gun for 8.5 minutes. He has his gun drawn and he is screaming at Dante Wright to put his hands up. And it was so painful to watch this officer who could have been rendering aid, who could have been saving Dante Wright's life for 8.5 minutes. He has his gun drawn and he's screaming for Dante to put his hands in the air.
George, I'm just taking all of this absurdity in because even on the stand, he's still playing this cat and mouse game. Right. Even in the heat of the moment, instead of rendering aid, he stands there afraid of a black man that's dying. Like, you can't tell me that it didn't take him but a few moments to ascertain that this brother was dying. But yet he stood there in his fear, because it's really hard for people to snap out of the fear that this system has instilled in this policing agency as it pertains to black people. In other words, it's going to be hard for police officers to all of a sudden see a black man as a human who needs aid when they've clearly seen us as villains all this time.
Well, and to recount that 8.5 minutes, I can't lie, it brought me back to Derek Chauvin. For 8.5 minutes, you had what was likely at this time a dead man held at gunpoint. You had a dead man held at gunpoint for 8.5 minutes. And so, when you start to think about the responsibility of other responding officers, and the duty to render aid, I also understand, I try to see things from both sides. And I also understand there was some communication breakdown between the three officers who were at the first scene, what was considered the first scene where Dante Wright was shot, that, they didn't communicate clearly to the other officers they had asked backup for. But whose responsibility is that? Is that the responsibility of residents and civilians? Or is that the responsibility of officers to be sure when they're asking for backup that they're clearly communicating to officers who are walking into this situation what exactly they're walking into? Because at no point did I hear anyone state that this young man might need some medical attention because he had just been shot. And so to see that response for 8.5 minutes, you have a gun drawn on a man who has a fatal wound for 8.5 minutes. I mean, any chance that he had to live, you took it away.
That's right. That's right. And we have to ask ourselves the reason why. Why did he stand there in that fear? And not to beat a dead horse, but it is the fact that this system has mastered the art of vilifying and dehumanizing black people, black men in specific. And so instead of realizing, hey, dude, this guy is not a threat to you, he's dying, put your gun down and go render aid, he stood there frozen in terror and fear of a dying black man.
And these are the protocols. This is the way that our police officers are trained. What we are going to hear this week at some point is testimony from the Brooklyn Center chief of police, who is going to say that in a situation of a fleeing, quote unquote, suspect, Kimberly Potter not only had the right to pull her taser, but he's going to say he's trained his officers to even pull their gun in that situation in efforts to justify her actions. And I won't be surprised if he justifies this officer we're looking at right here. I wouldn't be surprised if his testimony justifies him hopping out and holding his gun at Dante Wright, who's bleeding out at this point, holding his gun at him for 8.5 minutes, yelling and demanding that he put his hands up. And so when we look at our police departments that are training their officers to respond in a way that thinks about rendering aid last, it's an afterthought, and thinks about apprehending first, we're going to continue to get the results that we've gotten. You know,
right.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results. And we've talked about this since George Floyd, is like really what has changed. And I think that is why Daunte Wright's case really struck a nerve in the country again, because this brother was killed halfway through the Derek Chauvin trial. So before the Floyd family could even get an ounce of justice, here we are grappling with another police killing.
Yes. And Georgia, there was a word that you kept saying, justify, 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 right? And what I've come to realize is that what America and this white supremacist regime that controls it considers to be justice is whatever they can justify. And that's what we have as Black people have had to live with in this country. And so long as that police officer can get on the stand and justify the murder of Daunte Wright, well, that's also going to expand the powers of the police and set the precedent that next time a cop is scared and they thought they were pulling their taser, well, it's okay if they pull their service gun and kills you.
You know, the last thing I'll say here before we move on is Kimberly Potter is also expected to take the stand. She said during jury selections that she would be testifying on her own behalf. She will have to go through cross-examination. So not only will her attorney be questioning her on the stand, but the prosecution will question her as well. This will be interesting to see what she has to say and see how she does with questions from the prosecution. But what it brings up for me is that this will be the first time that a camera will be in her face. I don't know if you've noticed, but throughout this trial, even from a media standpoint, the coverage surrounding this trial is very different. We have not really seen any close-up shots of Kimberly Potter. Some people are saying that she's being protected in this way. With Chauvin, we almost daily saw a close-up reaction shot to, when he was listening to testimony, how he was responding, how, his facial expressions, things like that. In this instance, some people didn't even know where she was sitting in the courtroom because we've only seen wide shots of her. And so her image, the recognition of her image is not as strong as the recognition of Derek Chauvin's image. And I don't know if that was something that was intentionally done, but it's definitely something to consider. So when she testifies, we will all be able to see her. It'll be the first time that she's been in the courtroom that they've directly put a camera on her.
That should be interesting to see. I am very curious if that was strategic or if that was just circumstance. But I do see the impact that you're saying. The lack of visual recognition actually is in itself a type of defense.
Yeah, I mean, people have asked me, like, is she in the courtroom? I'm like, yeah, she's sitting right there between her two attorneys. But people didn't know because, I mean, you can barely see her on screen. She appears, very small on screen. And so we'll see, Ben. I know that you're tracking a story this morning as well.
Yes, we're following the 30 tornadoes that wreaked havoc and destruction in 6 states. Kentucky was the hardest hit. Arizona, Illinois, Mississippi, Missouri, and Tennessee, they also saw damage as well. Now, this is a tornado in December, a spree of tornadoes in December, which is rare. And per CNN, at least 30 tornadoes were reported. The death toll is increasing, Georgia. And so just ahead of the holidays, the South is reeling with all of the devastation that came as a result of the destruction. I have a clip here of Governor Andy Beshear of Kentucky on Face the Nation on what his state needs in the aftermath of the tornado destruction. He stated rebuilding of entire communities. And he said, we would have lost thousands of homes because when the tornado hit, it did not rip off a roof, Georgia. He said that it obliterated houses. Let's take a listen to that clip.
Before the tornado hit, you said Kentucky was short on nurses. I've read you're now short on housing as well. What kind of assistance do you need?
Well, what we're doing right now is opening up our state parks and welcoming in any family that needs help. But we're also good people that look out after one another. And we opened 11 shelters. There's only 6 still open because in times of difficulty, we open our doors to family and sometimes even to strangers. It's been amazing to see the outpouring of support from other Kentucky communities and communities around. What we're going to need as we move forward, though, is massive damage, rebuilding of entire communities. We're going to have lost thousands of homes because when this tornado hit, it didn't rip a roof off. I mean, it obliterated houses, just totally gone. So there's going to be a lot of work, and Kentuckians need to know that we're going to be with them, and the country's going to be with them, not just today, and not just this week, but in the months and even the years to come.
As you rebuild, how do you account for what seems to be extraordinarily extreme weather?
Well, as of today, just a day after, we're worried about finding other Kentuckians. We're worried about providing shelter for them. We are grieving with so many families, and we'll worry about or think about the cause once we have everybody stabilized.
Now, Georgia, obviously our thoughts and prayers and sending love to all of the people who are suffering in this moment. But that last question, I think, was critical. While Kentuckians are rightly, and across the South, everyone is rightly recovering from this tragedy, we have to look at the fact that this is a rare occurrence. A string of tornadoes in December causing this level of havoc. It is a result of what's happening in our climate. There's no question about it. But if we continue to ignore what's happening with climate change, we're going to see an increase in the intensity of these storms continue. We've seen the intensity of hurricanes increase. And we've also seen the amount of willingness to ignore the reality about climate change increase amongst Republican politicians. 2 of them from the state of Kentucky, Mitch McConnell and Senator Rand Paul, both senators from the state of Kentucky, rightfully and correctly requesting federal aid and the declaration of an emergency for their state. Obviously, that is all right and proper. But we do have to take in consideration the fact that these are characters who are actively standing in the way of us doing anything to prevent future storms like this.
Yeah, well, it's because it's cheaper for them to ignore it. And 9 times out of 10, their home has not been destroyed in a storm like this. And so, I mean, we talked about this during the oil spills and the wildfires, where a lot of these corporations who are contributing to the destruction of our environment, they will actually make more money, you know, if they just keep doing what they're doing, right. Even if they're fined, then actually stopping, assessing how their corporation could be greener, thinking about fixing some of the problematic issues with their warehouses. But that costs money and it affects their bottom line. And so most of the corporations we see continue to contaminate our soil, contaminate our air, and then they just get a little fine. And that fine, until the federal government decides to make those fines heavier, it's cheaper for them to get fined and for them to keep doing what they're doing. But at the expense of what? At the expense of entire towns, at the expenses of entire cities, at the expense of how many people died, how many people lost their lives in this storm.
That's right.
And,
that's right.
You know, and so as long as they're removed from this issue, they're going to keep not prioritizing it.
Yeah. And coming up in Like It or Not, we're going to dig into this a little bit more, because when you mentioned the warehouses, it didn't remind me of the tragedy that happened at the Amazon facility during the storms. And the fact that these workers at Amazon had to stay on the clock while there was an active tornado warning. So we're going to dig into that a lot more during the Like It or Not segment.
Oh, well, I was going to say, don't get me fired up because I got a lot to say about that. But I'll digress. I just hope you guys talk about the phone ban that made it virtually impossible for those workers to know a storm was coming, or impossible for them to call for help when they needed it. And how Amazon is responsible for the position that they put their employees in once again.
No, well, hang on now, Sister Ford. Let's talk about it right now. We still have about 3 minutes left, right? So the way, and this is in the backdrop now. Now, this is in the backdrop of Jeff Bezos and all of his adventures into space. And while he is no longer the president and CEO of Amazon, David Clark he is, but this is the money that is sending Jeff Bezos into space, right? And so it is that type of oppression that you're talking about, the ban on phones to increase worker productivity. And then these workers could not even be aware of the destruction that was coming their way. And so they lost quite a few workers in the Amazon warehouse. There has to be some accountability, Georgia.
Yeah. I mean, a policy like that, think about your phone. It goes off to alert you that a storm is coming. Your phone goes off to alert you that there's severe weather happening near you. That gives you an opportunity to respond.
That's
that
right.
gives you an opportunity to go somewhere safe or to leave the facility, to go check on your children and
That's
get
right.
them to safety, and so Amazon, and it's bans on phones at Amazon warehouses that remind me why so many Americans are quitting their jobs.
That's it. That's it.
People don't want to be subjected to environments that are that violate your own humanity, your own ability to be connected to the world, to know what's happening around you so that you can respond in a timely manner, so that you can care for your family and your loved ones. I can't imagine. My daughter, she calls me. I don't care where I am. I could be in a meeting. I could be at work. It doesn't matter. My 13-year-old daughter, if I'm not at home when she gets home from school, she calls me. She FaceTimes me. And I step out for 5 minutes and I ask her how her day was and I make sure she gets home safely. You're not taking my phone away. I am a grown woman. I'm an adult, and I'm also a professional. And I think I can get my job done while also getting my job done as a parent, which is my first responsibility. Like it just, the treatment of some of these corporations is so inhumane that America is not, I don't think, going to fully reckon with itself in terms of the great resignations until corporations start treating people like they're human.
I want to read this quote before we get out of here. This is David Clark. Just two quotes. One is David Clark, the CEO now of Amazon. And this is what he said last night in response to the storms. He said, "We're deeply saddened by the news that members of our Amazon family passed away as a result of the storm in Edwardsville, Illinois. Our thoughts and prayers are with the victims, their loved ones, and everyone who has been impacted." But a friend on Twitter dug up a little news on David Clark. While he's expressing these condolences at the top as now the leader of CEO of Amazon, when he was a manager in the warehouse, his job, he made his notoriety, his fame off of how many warehouse workers he could fire because he thought they were slacking. And so that type of mentality has gone from a warehouse all the way to the top of Amazon, and it is trickled down. There's no wealth trickling down. It is the oppression. It is the firm fist of managers that is trickling down at Amazon, and we saw the result of it last in these tornadoes.
Well, I know we are on the clock, so stick around for more. Ben, I know you're going to go deeper on this issue.
Yes.
For those of you guys watching, stick around for that and more on The Benjamin Dixon Show.
Sunlight that always stays sweet life, raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while. I'm living that high life. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feel it when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Shopping the girl, I brought a girl on my Vespa. She said I already told ya, yeah, yeah. I never dated a black guy. I said you're brown yourself. Let me offer help. Come on inside. Where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your name. Time to catch a flight, but you can make me go. Unlocking all the memories of my new home. Ventilated echoes playing to and fro, back and forth, yeah. Caught some kids dancing in the alleyway. Crazy how the melodies began to play, yeah. Tell me how you feel it when you hear the lyric, yeah. My heart's in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. I left my heart in Stockholm. Now I never wanna go home. Somebody got sunlight that always stays in and by the waterway. It's that sweet life, sweet life, sweet life. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. Living in Stockholm, Stockholm. I never wanna go home, go home. I'm living in Stockholm, Stockholm. Yeah. Shut up, I got the bed, the bed. We got girl, we got
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Monday, December 13th, 2021. I am Benjamin Dixon, and I am joined by our producer, David Grossman. A lot of people always ask me if we're racist. We couldn't possibly be racist. We have a white guy on the screen.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, David. And thank you for coming on the screen, man, because, I am with family for the holidays. And the internet here is atrocious. So I am calling in, and David is going to give you all the visual display for this conversation. David, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. Ben, I want to know who the internet provider is down there so that we can have them call and give you some service. I don't know.
No. So we can call them out about how bad it is.
Well, that too, but we got to get you upgraded or something. Cause
I'm going to buy one of those heavy duty hotspots, man. Cause, when you're traveling and seeing family, you can't expect Nana to have, fiber connection. So we're going to take care of that. That said, we are in the, it's the holiday season, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. We're taking it easy, and we're going to lay back a little bit more, fewer live shows over the next 2 weeks. But we are still here kicking. And in the new year, man, we're going to kick it off seriously. A lot of exciting things coming up, David. Don't tell them all about it, but you could just concur.
Trolls don't know what's coming.
They have no idea. They have no idea what's coming. That said, I do want to circle back before we move on to the other stories that we have outlined for this segment. And I want to talk more about what's happening, all the devastation. It is heartbreaking to see all the devastation that's happening across the South, Kentucky in particular, and all the lives that were lost. And another aspect of this, David, that I did not get a chance to get to in the last segment was the hypocrisy of Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul from the state of Kentucky. Now, again, he is correctly in this moment requesting federal aid because that's what the federal government is here for, to assist the states in these types of crises so that these states do not have to use all of their resources to recover from natural disaster. That's why FEMA is there. That's why all of these organizations are there to send money and resources. The federal government is there to do that. So Rand Paul is correct in requesting these resources. But every other time there has been a disaster, David, whether it's a hurricane, whether it's an earthquake, whether it's the fires, Rand Paul has voted against federal relief. Now, this is nothing to be hypocritical to the Republicans. That's part of their, strategy. That's part of their business plan, hypocrisy. But in this moment, when so many people have lost their lives and there are more tragedies to be seen around the country, I think the senator needs to take a look in the mirror and realize what kind of sociopath and psychopath he really is. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, this kind of just shows it. There's no excuses, and I just keep looking at the B-roll. I grabbed this last night, and what the governor of Kentucky said, he's right. It obliterated. It didn't just rip apart or take off roofs, but that's even saying it mildly. This looks like a post-apocalyptic.
Yes, this looks like a post-nuclear blast, right? This is what things look like after a nuclear bomb detonates. So again, and I have to emphasize that Rand Paul is 100% correct to request aid. Aid needs to come immediately. Rescue needs to come immediately. Resources need to come immediately with no question.
Convenient. It's very convenient.
But it needs to happen every time there's a disaster, Rand Paul, not just when it happens in your state.
Socialism works when it's convenient, apparently.
When it's convenient. Yeah. That's it. I want to move on to this story with Donald Trump and the January 6th coup attempt. David, you could probably give us more details about it in terms of the full PDF that came out that showed the strategy. They had this was well thought out.
Yeah. I don't know how we don't see action down the line from the Department of Justice. I think it's in the clip that I uploaded, but we shouldn't expect to hear anything now because obviously they're going to want to keep it under wraps while they investigate and everything. But there's no way that this doesn't bring up more than just the select commission's work because it's just so blatant. The PowerPoint hasn't been given detailed attention. It's just making noise because there was actually a document out there that plans for the coup and lays out a strategy, but it's just throwing the kitchen sink of conspiracy theories at the wall. Venezuela, China, interference domestically and internationally. It creates a case for how Trump, basically giving Trump the backstory to claim a national security emergency, and then press Congress to pass legislation or some kind of resolution to nullify the votes, et cetera, et cetera. It seems like a lot hinged on Pence, and that's not giving him credit, because Pence actually, according to what the reports are, considered going along with it. So if he considered going along with it,
he's a part of it.
You don't get credit for deciding not to and for stopping it. But
with one exception, had he not, if Pence had not pretended to go along with it or seriously went along with it, Trump would have found another way. Right? They would have circumvented Pence and found another way. So in this question,
that's the question. Who else is a key person in all of this?
That's right.
Who else was standing in the way or stopping it from happening?
Right. We have a clip from, I believe, MSNBC breaking down the particular details of what was in this PDF that is now the subject of conversation as it pertains to January 6th. Let's take a look at that clip.
24 hours before the January 6th insurrection, Donald Trump's White House circulated a PowerPoint presentation laying out various options to try and keep Trump in office, even though he lost the election. Among the recommendations, Trump could declare a national security emergency to delay the certification of votes. Or he could claim that other countries had messed with the election and declare all electronic voting invalid. Totally normal stuff. That PowerPoint presentation was among the thousands of documents submitted to the January 6th investigation by Mark Meadows. As a reminder, Mark Meadows went from cooperating with the House panel to refusing to cooperate with the House panel. Now he's suing the members. Next week, the House could refer Mark Meadows to the Justice Department for possible criminal prosecution on charges of contempt of Congress, like Steve Bannon. And joining me now is former federal prosecutor and NBC News legal analyst Glenn Kirshner. It's a PowerPoint presentation to do a coup.
This is just the latest evidence of a conspiracy to commit crimes against the United States. And we have to remember, all of this has to be viewed against the backdrop of Bill Barr, Donald Trump's own attorney general, telling him there is no evidence undermining Joe Biden's win. You can start from the proposition that everything they were doing after learning definitively this was not a rigged election was a crime. It was a conspiracy to commit offenses against the United States by overturning a presidential election. I hope the DOJ is conducting a vault-like investigation into all of this. I know we see no outward signs of it, but frankly, if it's being done right, we're not supposed to see outward signs of it.
In more important news, I saw somebody ask where DJ Exclusive was. I'm sure DJ Exclusive is on a beach somewhere in Jamaica, enjoying his birthday weekend. That's more important than... No, I'm joking. I really want to hear James's take on this, man. And the reason I want to hear James's take on this is because I really want to see if people just are people paying attention?
Meaning people that aren't like
people who aren't knee deep well, James is in this knee deep every second of the day now. I just wanted to give him a shout out because it was his birthday.
To a lesser extent, though, like he can bring that viewpoint, and you're absolutely right. Like, how far is this getting out there, and is it really cared about or concerned about it? Like, because
there's only a few steps from here, and actually probably Mama Gwen, because she watches James's mother. She watches Handmaid's Tale. And I watch it too. We are only a few steps, folks, away from living out the Handmaid's Tale. And I want you to really consider it in the backdrop of what they're doing with Roe versus Wade. right? I want you to consider in the backdrop of the language that's being used by so many Republicans now. Their language is not just conservatism. It's theocratic conservatism. It is very stark religious zealotry, right? It's Christian fundamentalism that they're trying to put at the core of this empire. And at the core of that Christian fundamentalism is also white supremacy. And these are the things that Zerlina Maxwell was outlining in that clip that we just watched. It's at the core of what motivated Donald Trump to go all out and to put together a PowerPoint presentation to take over the United States. I'm sure it was a really good PowerPoint presentation, though, right? To take over the entire empire.
My nephew could have done a better job of putting together at least something that looked interesting.
Who put it together? Did Trump put that together, man? Because our Don Jr., he had his son help him with it. But we're laughing. But the seriousness of it is this, folks, is that they're serious about taking over this country. They're serious about taking this country back to a time where women had no right to choose over their body, when black folks had to keep their head down as they walk past white folks on the street. That's what when they say make America great again, they're saying make America pure racist again. Because it's not as though America is so far from, we're still dealing with the Kim Potter trial, right? They're still killing us. Dante Wright killed, George Floyd killed, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, right? So it's not as though we live in some type of utopia, but it's still not good enough for these white supremacists. And so they need their Führer, Donald Trump, to get back in power. And I think the other thing I want people to look at is this. They didn't get it in 2020. But if he gets reelected in 2024, they sure as hell, and if any Republican for that matter, gets elected in 2024, they have now done a dry run, a test run of how to take over this government for white supremacy. And I think the people need to be keenly aware of what's happening.
Imagine what that says. Like, you can look at the Republican Party historically from the more mature presidents, more quality laden
or at least presidents committed to this empire, because Trump is definitely not committed.
Eisenhower and Lincoln. Let's just go further.
Okay, we'll go all the way back. We'll go back. All right. So what you thought?
Eisenhower and Lincoln, and then the modern party where it's currently at, that could actually be overthrowing the country that its first president actually kept together.
Yeah,
that's just
the first Republican. Yeah.
What, the irony? I don't know.
Well, it's the sixth. Well, they did say the South would rise again. We saw the flag of the Confederacy in the the Congress during the January 6th insurrection, right? So I think they have a strong commitment to their vision of what America should have always been. I think they have a firm commitment to the Confederacy, a firm commitment to taking us back to where it was only and this. Side note, this is the funny thing about it, David. It's not like the time of slavery was particularly good for poor white people. It's not as though Jim Crow was particularly good for poor white people. It's not as though this entirety of American experiment has been good for poor white people. It's just that, they never had to suffer being black, so they always thought, I'm white, I can move up in this country. Yeah, good luck with that.
That's also the brainwashing and propaganda. The property owning white man, the property owning majority, successfully running campaigns and things over the years that just divided and made sure that demographic stayed the course.
That's right.
Benefited everyone else besides themselves. Not everyone else, benefited specifically the property owning.
That's right.
Majority.
The property owning elite. Exactly right, David. And here we are. Like what? December 6th, 1865. I believe the ratification. All these years later, we're still dealing with the underbelly of the Confederacy, sitting, waiting for an opportunity to get back in power. And if they got to use bourgeoisie, Manhattan metropolitan elitists like Donald Trump to get it done, they'll run behind him because they'll use his ego and his arrogance to get what they want in the courts. They've gotten the courts. They got Amy Coney Barrett. They got Brett Kavanaugh. I mean, they got through all the federal judiciary. They've gotten appointments that are going to be happy to overturn Roe versus Wade, happy to institute theocratic fascism, and happy, if necessary, to overthrow this government on behalf of Donald Trump and white supremacy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? And kind of, I didn't even realize as we were putting it together last night, but it kind of does go hand in hand. When you're looking at the Republican Party in historical context juxtaposed to today, and then you think about the fact that that Lincoln's party fought the Confederacy, but now the Confederacy has
Lincoln's
taken
party
over the party that was originally of Lincoln.
Oh man!
Now wait a second. Juxtapose that with this next clip, and the ever wanting need, at least by the old timers, to find bipartisanship, no matter who the bipartisan is.
I know what this clip is now. The old timer. Let's play the old timer and the bipartisanship. Oh goodness!
I did Bob Dole's eulogy today. He asked me on his deathbed whether I would do his eulogy. We're friends. We disagreed, but we were friends. We used to have an awful lot of that relationship, and there still exists, except that the QAnon and the extreme elements of the Republican Party and what Donald Trump keeps sort of, seems to me, feeding the with the big lie, it makes it awful hard. And I think most Republicans, and there's an awful lot of Republicans in Congress, I think, would agree.
You know what really makes it hard is when you've got money injected in politics to the point that you have people that have no idea what the hell they're talking about in office. And while they don't know what they're talking about and they're not educated, or at least pretending to be on that level, they're also just igniting things and speaking ill and getting people death threats. And
yeah. No, I'm listening to Joe Biden, Uncle Joe, or whatever people call him. And I'm like, Bob Dole, first of all, well, my mama said, if you don't have anything good to say about somebody who's dead, don't say nothing at all. That said, this still is not the party of Bob Dole anymore, right? Bob Dole was a problem, but this is I remember him running in 96. I remember it very well. But this is not the party of Bob Dole. And so in order for him to have taken this first year and to do everything he could to be buddies with the Republicans, knowing that this is not the party of Lincoln, this is not the party of Bob Dole even, as messed up as he was. This is the party of Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, right? This is not the party of William F. Buckley and Barry Goldwater. This is the party of Don Jr. and Lauren Boebert. We're dealing with the very bottom feeders of white supremacy. And this just shows you that how powerful how entrenched white supremacy is, that even the village idiots of white supremacy get a go at governing this country. But look what it does. It gives you Donald Trump and it destroys your country. And then they try to attempt a coup because their feelings were hurt because they lost. Anyway, how much time we got left before we got one more story here before we go to Like It or Not. Let's see. Oh no, that was it. He was speaking with Jimmy Fallon. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he was speaking with Jimmy Fallon. He was doing the whole, the usual, I guess, comedic interview, which is it really necessary at this point? Because the whole situation, if it wasn't so tragic, it'd be a joke.
Yeah.
But it's go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, coming up in the next block with Rebecca Zorkitson, I know she wanted to talk about this in particular because Joe Biden's administration is getting ready to have people paying their loans back, even though we're still in a panorama. So we're going to talk about how they are literally setting themselves up, the Democratic Party. And listen, don't go on social media and come in our comments. First of all, you should know better than to come and reply to me. Don't reply to me. All right. It was some foolishness talking about be nice to Joe Biden because he's not Donald Trump. No, because if Joe Biden continues on this trajectory, Donald Trump is going to be right back in power in 2024. So we got to talk about this in terms of doing what's necessary to protect this democracy, which actually translates, David, very simply into them doing something good for the people. do something for the people, and we could save democracy. At least that's what Rebecca is talking about in the next block for like.
I thought you saw her chatting or something. You said that's what she's talking about. I'm like, where's Rebecca?
No. We talked about
she'd be early if she was here, so I'm not giving her any flack.
and she was at the production meeting and everything, so it was great. It's great.
Yeah,
we're ready for Rebecca today.
Rebecca's around. Hey, here's a little hint. I don't know if we're going to get to this in the main show or the after party, so sign up, become a patron. But we're going to be seeing some clips, and I want to know if at the end of the show, who's worse, this next clip or somebody else. Dwayne, roll M2. This is Carl Lewis.
No, I don't do that to. I don't want to do that to Carl Lewis. Who are you going to compare Carl Lewis to? That's the thing. Who are you comparing him to?
We got a whole bunch. We could play more than one if you really. I was going to hold on to it.
Hold the Carl Lewis. Let's play the Jacquees one, right? The king, the self-proclaimed.
No, play Fergie. Play Fergie because I want Rebecca to be here when we play that one first.
Oh no. We're gonna play all of them again. I got to play David. I'm sorry, Dwayne. Play the Jacquees cut because this man said he's the king of R&B. Here he is. Singing the Star Spangled Banner, which whatever, he's singing the Star Spangled Banner. We're going to talk about this, and we're going to do a little comparison between his performance, Carl Lewis, and Fergie during Like It or Not. Let's run that clip.
Oh, say, can you see behind the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight?
Oh my goodness, man. Gotcha. This is a mess.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Oh my God. Every mark is missed.
All right, that's enough. Stop it. We'll play the rest. Oh my God, we're gonna play the rest. We're gonna play the rest during Like It or Not when we get a real singer in here. Rebecca Azor's gonna come in and give us an analysis of the Star Spangled Banner by Jacquees.
And we got Whitney too. We got Whitney.
Oh I know I know for a fact if we play Whitney, they will come find me and shut our show down permanently. So we're not going to play that one until the after. We'll play that one in the after party. That said, we're going to go to a break. We're going to get a little bit of music. Shout out to DJ Exclusive, who is enjoying his birthday in Jamaica. We'll be back with Like It or Not right after this.
Dwayne.
Sticks and stones may break my bone, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No. I know it's hard to be polite, and it's easy being petty. My mama used to tell me, gotta use you when he ready. Man, it's crazy how my brother said it could've been my cell. It's either prison or a grave, that's what everybody tell me. Man, life ain't a beach, it's a female dog. I'm staying 10 toes down, though I still might fall. Oh yeah, now I done came through, knocking pictures off you all. Cause loving people who persecute you, it's still a tough be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel that disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say, sticks and stones may break my bone, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just just can't hurt me, no, no, no. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me, no. See, it's hard to be polite, it's easy being petty. Mama used to tell me, gotta use you when you're ready. Cause I ain't working on my own timing. Ain't got no diamonds on me, but I stay shining, yeah, yeah. They say the world would be a better place if we take out the hate. Stop all the hate right now. Yeah, let's keep it real, it'd be better if we just subtract the fake. Yeah, so be a light up on my path and a lamp under my feet. I know my faith's strong, but my flesh still kinda weak. When that victory be looking like the verge of defeat, and I feel that disrespect, help me turn my other cheek and say sticks and stones may break my bone, but your words can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, I ain't been right more than I've been wrong, and it still can't hurt me. No, it just can't hurt me. No. No, you just can't hurt me. No, you just can't hurt me. No, no, no.
It's high time.
stay here forever. The truth is our lives so much better. Won't you let me stay here forever? Light up in the sky filled with treasure. Won't you let me stay here forever? The truth is our lives so much better. Won't you let me stay here forever? Light up in the sky filled with treasure.
Swipe, swipe, swipe. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Swerving, making plays, cool Ferrari red. Never out my zone, touchdown in my hands. Only fam around me, I can't have no friends. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. Ever since I was a teen, had prices on my head. Had to cut you off, you left me out for dead. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man, rapping rubber bands. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Just picked up some bands, come again. They do what I do, I'm like Simon Says. Yeah, I'm the running man.
Don't feel right. I still wanna party with her. Oh yeah. Even when it don't feel right. You know I'ma party with her. We've been chillin' all through Wednesday, slept until it's Thursday. She don't wanna leave me, not just yet. Told me all about last Friday when she went all crazy. Didn't go to bed till Saturday. I don't wanna go without, so I ask her to stay. Though she broke my heart in a million ways, but I'm putting that aside now. I'ma feel alright now, happy just as long as she's with me. I've been trying my luck every day of the week, yeah. With my baby, what's up? Always down every weekend. No, love her too much, but I just can't get enough. She's slipping through the cracks.
Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good
welcome
morning.
Welcome to Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth.
And not care who doesn't like it.
It is Monday, December 13th, 2021. Rebecca Azor is on the screen with me. How you doing, sis?
Doing good. Trying to just fix I literally just threw this wig on this morning, so I got to get it right.
We went through the entire, listen, we went through all of our backup music. Normally when DJ Exclusive is here, we just let him ride out until you get your wig right, you know?
Yeah.
But we did not have enough time for you this morning. My apologies, Rebecca.
That's okay. That's okay. No, I had to clip on the right one because the other one wasn't doing right, so I had to go find another one, dust it off, clip it on.
That said, good morning to everyone who's watching us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Be sure to hit the share, like, and subscribe button. Good morning to button. What is a button? Good morning to everyone on Act TV who's watching us on the OTT channel, where we encourage you to do more than watch. We want you to act. And I just got to give a shout out again because it's his birthday weekend to our DJ Exclusive. Everybody wants to know where he is today. He is somewhere in the Aruba, Jamaica. Come on, I want to take you on a beach somewhere. Living his best life. So shout out to DJ Exclusive this morning.
Yes, shout out, soak up some sun for me because I'm jealous. I am jealous. This week is also going to be Dwayne's birthday. Let me see.
That's right.
I'm doing the math correctly.
I did.
Yeah. So it's going to be Dwayne's birthday, so don't forget that. I think it's the 16th, right, Dwayne?
Tell him, man. Okay, we got a couple of birthdays we celebrating this month.
So yeah, and then so we'll be celebrating him as well. So it's we got some, what is it? It's terrible Sagittarius in this group.
Oh God,
terrible. I don't know why.
What are you?
The Lord made Sagittarius.
I'm about to bring David back on screen. We about to get you out of here.
we don't even need Rebecca this morning.
Listen, I'm just saying, but since I know y'all, whatever, we can celebrate y'all. Jesus. Sagittarius. But happy birthday to Bubba once again. And
yeah, for sure.
I hope he's living it up for me and having like rum punches and eating oxtails, like straight from the ox.
There you go.
Just curry goats, like everything, just good. Rice and peas.
I hope he's getting some of that good. Oh, I'm sorry, we're live, aren't we? Well, James, I hope you get some good grass down there. I hope there's some really good sceneries and grass down there that you're enjoying, man, down there on the beach, man. So anyway, let's move on, Rebecca, before I get us canceled.
Yeah. So,
Can I be? Normally I joke around with James. Jacquees, can I play that clip again? Can we play the whole clip? And I just need you as a certified singer or resident singer to really listen to what this boy who calls himself the king of R&B did to the national anthem.
Yeah.
Let's run that clip real quick, Dwayne.
Oh, say, can you see behind the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular. The bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
His praise on Papa, though.
Does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
You better sing, King of R&B.
Come on.
Of the free Creek. And the home of the brave.
So I'll say this. He sings good for like Florida people. When it's like,
Lord.
lay your body down.
Okay.
Let me touch your body. Those people who grind the ground in Florida and, then wear the gym shorts and,
and the flip-flops.
And because they do dances with gym shorts, particularly to do those dances. It's a specialty in South Florida. FAMU had a group of them called the Strikers.
Strikers. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's just a thing. Now he sings for those people. That's his voice. It's the hood R&B, like in the gut, in the gutter while they rolling up, about the, you know what I'm saying? Like those kind of, that's the R&B.
Got a caller that I think you might like to comment as well.
Okay.
Caller, you're live on the air. You better be a good one. Who is you? James. I bet you it's James.
Well, I feel as though I am particularly suited to talk about this topic, as I have sung the national anthem before.
Okay.
This is B, by the way.
We know. Let's go. Oh, hey, B, baby.
Hi. Well, first of all, I do a really good impression of Idina Menzel singing the national anthem. I don't know if you remember that performance at the Super Bowl where she revolutionized the scoop in the national anthem.
She didn't sing it terrible.
When at the end she said, "O'er the land of the free."
Oh.
But yeah, that was Idina. But back to the matter at hand.
You killing me.
I forgot his name. I find it ironic that he's the self-proclaimed king of R&B. I don't know who the hell he is. Jacquees. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Jacquees,
I call him
go back and learn some musicality because he was making some erroneous choices in that performance.
It's the GOAT for me. Like, it's the vibrato that was too much for me.
And like, on the ramparts we won. I'm like, what are you watching? Like, it's like his eyes are darting around. He can't decide what to watch. He's like, the ramparts we won.
It was
and then on Or the Land of the Free, he went down the whole time. Or the land of the free.
Just like that.
Like he kept going down.
Just like that. Yeah.
Just like that.
When everybody else goes up. Everybody else goes up.
That's supposed to be the soaring part. Or the Land of the Free. I'm just think about it. Like from a storytelling perspective next time, Jacquees.
B, thank you so much for the call.
Thank you, B.
No problem.
Listen.
Oh, by the way, yesterday was my birthday, so say happy birthday to me.
Oh, no, happy birthday.
All these
happy birthday, beautiful. Oh my God. All these damn Sagittariuses. Ugh.
Yes, all these damn Sagittarians, because Sagittarians are the most universally agreeable sign. We get along with most of the other signs, including those stubborn ass Tauruses.
Tell them, B.
So count yourself lucky.
Okay.
That's what saved Rebecca for all this time.
It's our party, and y'all are just invited.
Hey man, if you don't hang up on B,
Cause that's all right. Cause my best friend. Bye,
hey, take care, B.
My
Love
best
you.
friends happen to be Sagittarius and a Leo, so it's weird the connection that we have. But I don't talk to two of them Sagittariuses no more. So it's different. It's different. I don't know.
Why did she do Jacquees? Is it Jacquees? Actually, I'm gonna call him Jacquees. Because he's saying like Jacquees.
Black folks don't know his name? Why we Jacquees, Jaquez? What we giving? And then for me, it's more Jacques. His name is Jacques, and so I don't know. We just really ruined this. But it was the page called. There's a singing page called They Have Range, and they posted just a goat. And everybody because that page is dedicated to actual singers of all, not just Beyonce's, but like Jasmine Sullivan's, like everybody, Luke James, they go into like the real R&B of it all. So they just posted a goat and put the question why. And we all who sing know it, because I got a heavy vibrato. Ben, you have told me that all the time. You tell me I got a heavy vibrato. Yes, I do. Vibrato, like, yes, I do. I have that naturally. It is
right.
But, when you're gonna sing something like this, I feel like now they're just giving everyone the option to sing the damn national anthem. We know what happened with old girl Fergie, and it wasn't good. But there was a remix that happened before we played the juxtaposition.
Give me like 2 minutes.
Okay. There was a remix, and while the family in the back get the remix together, this will show you, how black folks will laugh at you, but then make it a hit. We helped them out. And it's by I Marquise, who remixed it, and it was great. And
are you talking about the Jackie's remix?
The Jackie's remix.
Yeah. Okay. I did get a chance to hear that. Okay. Yeah. Let's play that. That's the better version of it. It's the better version of it. I tell you that.
Yeah,
much.
it's
TikTokable. Before we get to that, we got Fergie too. If you want to juxtapose it.
So let's juxtapose. Actually, before we play that one, let's juxtapose and let's show you how Fergie sang it.
And the rocket's red glide.
Oh, Lord.
The best part about this is I ain't even heard Butcher in the song. It's all of the reactions. It's all of the reactions.
What is our response shot?
That night that our flag.
Why was Chris?
No. No. That did not. I don't. Oh
was
my
she
God,
trying to do a jazzy version of the song, or what was she doing?
What's my man's name? He used to play for Indianapolis. He just could not hold his face. The second Draymond Green, was that Green?
That's Draymond. It was him trying to breathe the laugh out. He was trying to breathe it out so it wouldn't take his spirit.
And Chance the Rapper is like,
no, it was whoever that was at the end of it.
Oh my God! And LeBron
Chris Rock was looking good. It was the white man. Yes, and he goes. He gave the white people's lip like.
No, that was.
Oh no, sorry, not Jimmy Fallon. Dang.
One of those white people with the Late Show.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy's.
Yes, and he just gave it like. He was like,
they all look the same.
Well, there's a note there. He was not pleased. Nobody was pleased. They were confused. Why Chris Rock's face? But okay, this is what I want y'all to understand, though. When these people are singing these songs, the thing they gave Jacquees grace when he was singing. They practiced because they knew what they did in this moment right here. So during Jacquees' performance, they came back and really helped the muscles. They made sure they weren't gonna ride a man like they did. But it's been a fool. Let's look at the remix version if we have that.
My God.
He might need another minute.
We don't have it yet. Okay. Oh man. Y'all gotta forgive me.
Got Carl Lewis
the remix version at some point. At some point in here. I think it was
I don't want to disrespect Carl. I don't want to disrespect Carl Lewis like that. It was horrible. Wait a minute. First of all, Rebecca, have you seen Carl Lewis sing the Star Spangled Banner?
No.
Okay, so then I think we have to play it.
No. Surprise me.
M2.
We got to play it.
If loading the other one's not too much.
If we're going to be fair, we got to play it then. Let's go.
I feel like this was a joke, though.
Oh, say, can you
And he's an athlete. I'm not a singer.
For the land of the free.
Well, at least for me, he couldn't reach those notes, but his vibrato was more precise. His vibrato was more precise. It was more giving me, it wasn't he. It wasn't like, it was free. It was here. Free. It was he.
Okay.
It wasn't that. Now,
thank y'all so much. I thank
Carl Lewis, though. When y'all talked about Carl Lewis yesterday, and I kept saying, no, Carl Lewis is a singer. I don't know. Carl, he's a singer. I thought y'all was talking about the back in the day singer. the R&B singer who can really sing, Carl
Thomas.
Carl Thomas.
Oh, that's
Oh,
who I was thinking about. Carl Thomas.
I didn't know what Carl she was thinking about, but I got you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Carl Thomas could sing. Carl Thomas is more the king of R&B than Jacquees, and Carl Thomas ain't had a hit since I was married.
Because the hit that he made is a hit forever. The hits that are created now last only about 10 seconds.
Come on. And I wish I never met her at all.
Yeah, I love him. I love him. But if I'll just this is how we'll end this segment though. If there's no I wouldn't sing for America, but since there's no respect that the people have for nobody cares anymore. It used to be like Whitney Houston. We had Marvin Gaye. We had Luther Vandross. Jasmine Sullivan just saying. Not too long ago. All these people, at least one of them, it was America the Beautiful or America, whatever the song is. And then, I
think Jennifer Hudson did America the Beautiful one. Oh, we lost Rebecca.
Lights out.
Lights out.
Don't I think it's Dwayne.
Do we have the remix of Jacquees and it's not Sway. Who is it that did this remix, Rebecca? I'm Marquise. Here we go.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, of the free, land of the free, of the free. It's
So he did that note twice. Okay. That's how he does his rhyme. Beyonce always on beat. It's a bop.
Bop, she wop. Okay, now that's a bop. That's a bop. So he's not the king of R&B. He's certainly not the king of acapella, but that was a bop.
Yep, they saved him. Now, and it works out. But you hear the beat that he had to drop on that? Those are the type of beats I'm telling you, like the that they play, like the Pretty Rickies. When you play OG Pretty Ricky, that's that South Florida like Bible for the men who do those grinding on the floor dances, and that's what Jacquees, that's what he and they the kings of R&B in South Florida. You see, say Pretty Ricky, they love Pretty Ricky. I can't lie, Pretty Ricky was my ringtone. Pretty Ricky was my ringtone. Blue Star Entertainment.
I just, and I agree with everything you said, Rebecca. But when you got people out there like Mario, you got people out there like, I just stopped there. You got singers like him out there. It's don't ever
Thomas, because they not.
Well, I'm talking about somebody young in his cat, like Mario.
No. Mario is mid-30s. He's young, but he's been out since he was 16. Everybody knows, right? Yeah. If we're gonna say somebody young and fresh in the game for the last 5 years or something.
Lucky Day.
Mario ain't been in.
Who do we have?
Lucky Day.
Lucky Day. I love him.
Lucky Day.
I love him so much. I do. I think he's really. I love him.
Who else?
Lucky Day.
Well, that's the thing. They don't put nobody else up there, though. We get. Do
they? No, there's a lot of people that's out there, though. I think that we just don't know because we're getting older. He would sing it in a really deep voice. Yeah,
wait. No. I just want to make sure it's a difference between getting older and people who getting the top 40 spins, though. Are they getting top 40 spins like that? Pieces?
Yes.
Okay, well then, we getting old.
Yeah,
I don't know none
I
of these
listen
people.
to them. I just don't really care for their music. But these are the young men that are coming out that could take these places. But Luke James, now he's in our crew. Luke James, and that's a brother that can sing.
That boy
Luke
can sing.
James, he can sing. You know, he can sing. Ever since he did that role on Shy, I think it's called.
Okay.
Shy, and he was with the trans person in there. They've been trying to cut my boy off. Mm-hmm.
Nah, that boy can do that thing. He played Johnny Gill. When didn't he play Johnny Gill on the New Edition?
He did really well. He's versatile. Remember when we met him, Ben, and he called me beautiful?
Oh yeah, that's right. At the Black Panther release. That's right.
Yes.
Cool. We've been around for a minute, Rebecca. Listen, I don't particularly intend on doing any news today, but if you're so inclined, I'll follow your lead. Other than that,
I actually threw something.
I wanted to roast.
In there.
Oh, okay. I was going to roast.
Who did you want to roast?
Kanye, because he wasn't good. But go ahead, you take the lead.
We'll get back to Kanye in 2 seconds. I wanted to first off discuss something that I saw recently, and I threw it in the Slack. I know it was last minute. I want to know if you guys were able to grab that.
I'll have it for tomorrow.
It was you have it for tomorrow?
For tomorrow. I already had it on the back burner, but I didn't get a chance to rip it.
That's fine. If we can just pull the image up as I discuss it, that's great, because this needs to be talked about today. It's crazy because an arena in South Dakota held a dash for cash where teachers got on their knees and fought for $1 bills that they could use for classroom supplies while spectators watched and cheered. There is a video, but it's whatever. If you see the image, you'll see. But I did watch the video of them grabbing the cash, putting them in their chest, like putting them in bags and whatever they can to raise money for $1 bills. And it's not even that much on the ground. They're like crumpled up. They're not even any kind of respect in these dollar bills. Nothing. They're just kind of thrown out there for them to go get. Here's my problem with that. These teachers aren't making enough. We've heard teachers fighting for better wages. These are the teachers that have been teaching y'all little snotty-nosed kids. And these are the teachers that have been putting their lives on the line to educate your kids even during this pandemic so that they don't lose their jobs. Because there are some counties and areas and states who are saying these teachers that can lose their job, and some aren't union protected. All kinds of things to be the matter here. But these are the teachers that are holding it down. They're essential workers during these seasons of the year. And with y'all kids that's coming home, that's coming to school, some of them are saying, mom doesn't want me to wear a mask. These are the kids that are beating up teachers for TikTok, right? These teachers are the ones that are protecting and doing that and taking, beatings from these kids and these TikTok challenges. These teachers are putting their life on the line every day, and they're on their knees scrambling for dollar bills for dash for cash, and they're thinking this is a good thing.
Yeah.
While the military, so much billions of dollars funded to them.
Right. I think they got $35 billion more than they were even asking. The military wasn't even asking for that extra $35 billion that they gave them, but our teachers are out there on their hands and knees scraping up money.
I don't like to see it. I don't know why people want to create the illusion that America is doing good right now. I don't know why they want to do that. The education system is trash right now. How they're treating teachers is trash right now. Teachers are being exploited in so many different ways in this particular moment. And so many are not being able to take the brunt of what's going on that they're leaving. We don't have as many teachers as we used to, as they're, being forced to come back into the school to save their jobs and to teach your badass kids. It's ridiculous. Right. It's ridiculous. Right. And they have to be on their knees in South Dakota, which I don't know, like South Dakota, really, let's be honest. This ain't what it is. Do we have somebody on the phone? Because it's giving me feedback.
Oh, that's me.
Okay, Ben.
That's what happens when you don't have a headphones. I didn't have my headphones on. Put them back on.
As I sit here without my headphones.
This is a mess. This is a whole and they're getting clicks off of it, right? So this is the thing. they maybe have $1,000, $2,000 down there, but they're doing this to exploit it so that they can make money off of, not these teachers, the people who organize this, the people who are streaming this, the people who put the money out there as a gift, right? They're getting millions of clicks off of stuff like this. And I think it's just a whole nother layer of, it's bad enough that teachers got to go through what they go through. Now y'all putting them on TV like it's the damn Hunger Games.
Yeah. And that's where my problem been right there, the Hunger Games. It's giving me Squid Games. It's giving me, if they don't fight for their life, and they're not even doing it for themselves, they're doing it because they love teaching, because who about to be on their knees to go get this classroom and supplies together for y'all badass kids? I couldn't imagine. But they understand that these classrooms they understand that kids went without meals during the pandemic because the only meals that they got was from school. Kids can't afford, some of them can't afford supplies. You know, some of them are in these schools that are in these certain areas where the schools can't even afford to give the teachers proper supplies and, proper books and things like that for the kids and for the classrooms. So this is what they have to do. We got to do better as Americans. If we value education as much as we do, if we're over here paying God knows how much money to go to school, come out, try to get a job as a teacher just to get our student loans erased. Try to get a job, period, to pay back the loans. How much do you really value education when this is what your teachers are doing? When this is what your educators are doing, just to make sure that American kids are learning? What does that say?
That's why I stopped teaching. That's why I got out of the teaching. I used to teach for years. Well, that's the second reason I got out. The first reason I got out was because viral videos were just starting to be a thing. And I used to cuss my students out so much. I was like, let me quit before I get viral. But I also quit because of the red tape and how much work you had to do just to get to the classroom to teach. And then you get to the classroom to teach and realize there ain't no supplies in your classroom. Mm-hmm. I've taught at several schools where there were no books in my classroom. I had to go and print stuff out at back in the day when it was Kinko's, print stuff out because they didn't have ink cartridges in the printer at the school. Right. And so this is a situation that has been constant and pervasive. Teachers have always getting treated like this. And some of the best teachers walk away because what you get paid when you start as a teacher. Back when I got started, you got paid like $27,000 a year to be a teacher, but you were giving them $100,000 a year worth of labor. So anyway, that's why I'm not teaching no more.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad because I'm looking at what these teachers are going through, and this is what they're doing. Try to, and this money isn't going to them personally. So they gotta love doing what they do. They gotta love educating. There are people out there who still love to do it for more than the money because they love your little bald-headed kids. Kids ain't got no hair in the back. No hair in the back. Okay, not because they went and got a cut like that. That's just because they bad. Okay. So kids be having the George Jefferson haircut at age 4.
Because of how bad they are. What you about to say, Dwayne?
I was waiting for y'all to be less serious on the topic before I came in with my, but I've seen scenes like this, but they were in like adult entertainment places.
Oh my God. It is giving me stripper vibes. Like it is. But that's why I said the dollars don't even got respect on it. At least, at the strip club, dollars got a little more respect. Hey,
you know where else?
This is unrespectful.
No, they don't.
This is disrespectful.
Them strip club dollars ain't got no respect. They got Hennessy and weed smoke.
I feel like that's respectful to me.
Y'all please be respectful to your stripper. Please don't throw.
Please definitely respect your strippers. We're not doing Usher Bucks in the club, okay? I need y'all to make sure you respect the strippers with that. But the strip clubs I've been to, I see respectful dollars being. They might have a little Henny on it or a little Grand Marnier, depending on what area or the club you in, or a Manhattan French Connection. You know what I'm saying? Some wing sauce on it.
A little red sauce, a little ribs, a little weed, got a little good, little weed residual on it. But I tell you one thing though,
We're joking about it, but I guarantee you, the strippers make more money in a night than these teachers make in a month. And this is not to attack the stripper because y'all need to tip them better, right? Mm-hmm. I'm saying we need to pay our teachers better. Why does a police department have a bigger budget than our teachers?
They should have made it rain on these teachers at least, okay? And like buckets of money. Like dollar, because this right here, they're scrambling for. This is the money that's being thrown when you in the club and the lights come on, and these are the little dollar bills that you slide with your little shoe down by your purse. Not because I did this about 4 or 5 times when I was a little thing in college, but you slide it over with your shoe, and you put it in your bag, and y'all go eat Waffle House after. This is giving me that vibe. This is giving me that vibe right there. You know when the men be in the club and they throwing money and they popping champagne and all that, and they throwing more money and just throwing money in the club. Shoot, I'm over there like standing next to the areas and sliding it over with I made like $200 one night. You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, Rebecca. Now you see, you never told us these stories. Now I've known you for about 6-7 years.
That sounds like I heard a story. I think it was sometime last year with the dude. And he should have got beat up for this, but he would go to the strip club with tape on the bottom of his shoes. So he would stand over there next to where they was throwing the strippers money.
Oh my God!
Just be stepping on the money with the tape on the bottom of his shoes.
That's smart. That's smart. We're trying to make money. Now, I wasn't at the strip club stealing money. I was at a regular club where men throw money in the air. They just do. And
you trying to fix it? You trying to fix it?
It's the African.
It's okay.
I got to be real.
You be running ballers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, no, when I'm sitting in their section, I could never take their money because I'm going to look like the broke bitch at the time. I would never do that. Now, it was when I was broke and I was going to the clubs. Me and my friends, and before, if they want to just take me up and they like, not just you, not your friend. Then I'm like, nah, I got to stay with my friend. So I just stay by the little area, they dancing, whatever. They throw the money, and then before the lights come on, you slide over with your shoe, you put it in your bag. By the end of the night, you get to the car, you count how much money you got.
You saying that's what these teachers doing? You really, this is really triggering for you, Rebecca.
Because you're poor. The teachers are poor.
Oh, well, dang. Now you took my joy out of my laugh. Don't say stuff like that in the middle of a laugh, Rebecca. You're going to make me seem disrespectful.
It doesn't make any sense. They should not have to live that life is what I'm saying. Like,
that's right.
You should not have to live that life as people who are educators. If America says they value education, they value educators, they shouldn't. I know some educators right now who can't even afford healthcare. While COVID-19 is just walking around rampant in so many different forms, light skin, dark skin, clear, all kinds, just walking around here, not giving a damn who it touches. Teachers are literally being with students who are coming from families of people who are anti-maskers.
That's right. Teachers are dying. Teachers.
Ain't got no health care.
We laugh. Excuse me. We laugh a lot. And that's on purpose, and I'm going to laugh even more. But, this should really put into perspective where we are in this country right now. Because while this government is ignoring all the people who are suffering during this pandemic, all these people, about 800,000 people dead, they're insisting that our kids go back to school, but they're sending them back to school in the midst of people who don't want to wear a mask, like you said, Rebecca. But if you want to add insult to injury, they're sending them back to a system that has our teachers out here on their hands and knees, scraping up money, begging for money, not to feed themselves, which I'm sure they do need, but to teach the little bald-headed children.
Dwayne, do you have that image? It kind of goes hand in hand.
What image is that?
So you can't see it because of the dimensions, but this tweet was showed up on someone's timeline. This was shared by Zivis X, one of our members, and this tweet is right above the video that we just showed of the teachers with money, and it just showed up back to back on someone's timeline. I don't know if it was Zivis's or not. But it's basically commenting on North Korea, and then right after we had the video of the teachers just scrambling for cash.
And what's the commentary on North Korea? I don't know if you can tell us. It's like showing.
So it's a meme, and it says North Korea is an unimaginable unimaginable country with free housing, free quality healthcare, free university education, no homelessness, connected communities, low stress levels. It goes on, basically saying that all of that, despite crippling sanctions and everything that the international community puts on North Korea. Now, that's not saying that that's all necessarily accurate about North Korea, because North Korea puts its own people through unimaginable horrors.
Yes.
But the point.
But I wonder if their teachers got to go out there and strip.
Is that a Karen underneath talking about some piece of shit underneath?
No, they're talking about if the video of the teachers
I was about to say,
scrambling for cash not being entertaining. So it says if you find this entertaining.
The only piece that was shown was piece of shit. Now, here's the thing. So many people looked at this and did see different views of this, right? And I know that we talked about this yesterday on the phone. So I want to jump into that conversation as well by looking at this. When we see this, why do we see the problem with it? But there are people on both sides. Look at me, both sides of it. Both sides of it.
Bipartisan ass.
The bipartisan folks who literally are saying, this is just a game. It's not really that serious. Relax.
Right.
Our education system, we do value our teachers. What? With what? An apple? An apple? What am I do with an apple? What am I do with an apple? What? Nothing. So this conversation to me bothers me a lot because it gives me people that don't want us to put the blame on our current administration. Why would I go put the blame on the last administration when we had the current administration for about a year now? There are changes at this current administration, and I'm going to say his name in a second because I don't want y'all to be getting a little too heated just yet. I ain't going to rile y'all up just yet when I say his name because when I be like, Biden, y'all be like, ooh. Y'all be like, relax. I haven't even gotten into him yet. But this current administration we need to hold this current administration accountable because it's the same one that's giving the people money to go buy ammunition, the military, and to build things that are ridiculous out of this world. We need to put this pressure on them. They need to see this stuff and be like, wow, this is ridiculous. Oh no! What school is this? What county is this? What area is this? Let's have some.
That's right.
Let's push for some more money going towards education in America. How can we do better with this? How can we clear the debt for these people so they don't have to be out here looking crazy? How can we make education actually as valuable as we say that we do here in this country? How? So, Iggy Azalea, who is a rapper. A rapper, nice shape too. She's shaped real nice. Whoever her doctor, her surgeon is, did her right. No, seriously, and that's like the conversation online. Like she looks good, beautiful girl. Was canceled because of her urban style. She's an Australian woman because she has black attributes. I don't know why they haven't canceled Kim Kardashian if that's the case. But anyways, this woman Iggy Azalea, who is a rapper, she came out and tweeted out to the effects of something like, I don't know why we are making a conversation saying that, Biden isn't doing well or trying to start that conversation when we should just be happy that it's better than our last administration. And I know that we had this conversation yesterday where, on social media, we have all different types of group of people, but they're still going to be aligned in somewhat manner. On Twitter, people will have a conversation about that comment. They will have a conversation about the comment. They'll pull out receipts. They will pull out a whole thesis statement. They're gonna have everything you need, pictures, infographics, all kinds of things to their point, and then they're gonna drop their opinions as well. It's gonna be that kind of thing. On Instagram, and this is my opinion, on Instagram, if you look especially on one of the most biggest platforms, pages on Instagram, the Shade Room, where it's many, many people of color who have conversations on there, everyone is agreeing with her. I think that's very problematic because that tells us that we can't hold our administration accountable because it's just good that we have somebody better than the last administration. I can agree. It was Biden if it was Biden or Trump, of course we're going to go with, I know this was a conversation too when it was Trump and Hillary, the lesser of two evils, BS. Now, with, we were going to go with Biden because, listen, we weren't about to do another 4 years of Donald Trump. This place was going to be ridiculous. I probably wouldn't even be able to live where I live without having crosses burning and rocks being thrown into my window and kind of things like that. We were getting to that place, yes. But with Joe Biden, it's almost like he's looking the other way and just touching on little things to say he's done this and he's done this. What's more important to him is this American idea of protecting our military folks and giving and bombing countries still, doing little things like saying that we're gonna our justice system. We will always go with we believe in our justice system. That's that OG American politician type speaking points, and we're not there anymore. It's time for us to start calling a thing, in the words of Ian Van Zant. We have to call a thing, people. We can't just sit here and watch our teachers scramble for money on the floor and think this is cute and it's fun. It's problematic, especially because we have somebody who was in office that promised these teachers, that promised people who went to school that their student loans would be gone, that promised these teachers that there would be better pay, that ran off of these promises and never came through. I know we're only a year in, but we haven't seen anything but the opposite of what he said. And every time he's asked, it's look what I've done look what I've done here. He's not the person that we thought he was, and we have to hold him accountable. I don't give a damn that he partnered up with a person of color, Kamala Harris, who we haven't seen at all. So in this moment, we should be holding them accountable. It should not be, we have moved on from that conversation because y'all, we got to grow from some things. We got to move on from some things. We can't keep picking it up and saying, oh my God, those 4 years were bad. Those 4 years have come and gone. We, the black folks, know it was bad. Okay, we know it was bad. We lived it. Now we're in a place where we got to move on and we got to start holding these people who are, leading us accountable. And we got to be okay with doing that. It's okay, liberals. It's okay. We don't want to, I know it's a little fragile for you that we're saying the person that you're leaning on, the person that you love, the fact that you're retweeting photos of him with his glasses on doing a walkthrough through the White House.
With his shades up.
It does not mean he's changing anything.
Got a call by the way.
Caller, you're live on the air while Rebecca is reading to everybody for filth. What's your name, comment, and or question?
Is this me?
This is you. Who is you?
Oh, hey, what's up, Ben? This is Infinite Content. I got a couple things real quick. First, hey, Rebecca, Rattler Pride, go ahead and keep on curving Ben and Bubba on them going to that little school with their little friends. But Chrissy knows should be ashamed for how she's allowing this to happen in her state. Because that's in South Dakota. She's a governor, and she's doing all this crazy stuff with during COVID. But you can't fund the teachers, right? Secondly,
that's right.
I don't know if you all got to this, but the Kentucky delegation is asking for federal disaster relief. Now, keep in mind, I probably tagged you all in this story on the Twitter, but Rand Paul and Representative Thomas Massey have consistently voted against disaster relief. They voted against it for
that's right.
Sandy.
That's right.
They voted against it for Maria. They voted against it for a whole lot of things, and now they want to have some disaster relief. If it wasn't for the fact that they actually need to help, I would say let them burn, because their hypocrisy is like on 27, not even on 11. Sorry,
yeah.
Get that.
No, I agree. Nah, man. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead. You got another one?
Go ahead and discuss it off air.
Yeah, thanks for the call, man.
Thank you.
You're talking about the storms, the tornadoes that rip. I can't even say rip, Rebecca. Those tornadoes obliterated some towns into Kentucky and just ripped across the South. And he was talking about, the fact that they do need aid, but those Republican senators they got have regularly, especially Rand Paul, voted against aid for other disasters like Maria, all the hurricanes, the fires. And if you look at the images of what happened, man, it's just absolutely devastating. So of course they need the aid, but I'm going to need those leaders, those people in Washington to man, I don't even care. They're never going to do right. Forget what I even said.
I hate that this happened in Kentucky, Missouri, and Tennessee. When I saw the footage of this, and this is the thing with tornadoes, you never really see it coming until it's up the street, right? There's no warning like a hurricane. You get the warning, but it's like
it's not a long time though.
There's no true time for you to be able to get out of there. So to know this happened is very sad, and to know people lost their lives, like it sucks. It sucks to hear that. But also I think that knowing that Amazon also had their workers still working around that time, and they're not able to have their phones on the floor, so they didn't even probably know what was going on truly in that time. But they were stuck in that building that collapsed, and then when they did finally get to them, 6 of them, I don't know if the number has grown since then, but were already pronounced dead. So from the tornado, so it sucks, and to know that Amazon itself has these type of working environments.
That's right.
When things like this happen, people should be aware and should have options if they can have options in that time to make decisions for themselves. But it's kind of like, nah, we need you to work, even if the hurricane is at the door. We need you to finish slaving for us. And Ben, you mentioned that there was a whole photo shoot going on with the CEO.
Oh yeah, the former chairman, Jeff Bezos. He was taking the pictures. He at the time of the disaster, he was doing a photo shoot with Michael Strahan, the guys, the folks who just went into space for Blue Origin. Not even paying attention, but I mean, I guess why would he care? Why would he even know? Why would he even know that so many of his employees died because of his policies?
Yep, the way that place is going to be rebuilt, and those workers, unfortunately, who lost their lives, are going to be replaced.
That's right.
That's also a testament to how capitalism is and corporations act in this country. There's so much trouble in this country, y'all. And I don't understand why our current administration is acting like it's just the most perfect country in the goddamn world. It's ridiculous. But we do have a caller, on the line.
Hold on. Wait. No. Wait, hold the caller. Clip that. I need somebody to clip what that black woman just said. Yep. And don't include me. Don't include me saying to clip it. And put that thing out there, because she just read. Goddamn, Rebecca, caller, you're live on the air. What is your name, comment, and/or question? Caller.
Hello.
Hi, this is you. You're live on the air. What's up? What's your name?
Hey, this is Alicia. How are you guys?
Alicia, how are you, Mama?
Doing good. Just wanted to say good morning. It's nice to see y'all. And also, I did make some holiday gifts this year, and I'm trying to get the best address for you and for Rebecca and Ben. I got David, Dwayne, and James.
Alicia, you're hunting them down.
I'm hunting you guys down because you're going to want this gift.
Okay. All right.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, look, because I don't really get gifts during the holidays. I know that sounds crazy because it's me, but I don't really get gifts during the holidays. I give so many. Nice. I'm not used to receiving gifts.
Well, no, you're going to get one.
Now I'm going to get one. So
I tell you what, Alicia, we're going to give David.
It's your year, baby girl. It's your year.
There it is. Alicia, we love you. Appreciate you. We're going to get you our information so you can send it to the whole team.
Yes.
All right. Happy Monday to all my crew, all the Lion crew, and everybody in the chat. Love y'all.
Love you too. And it's funny because Alicia always makes sure she gives us a happy Monday on Mondays. Right. And I love that for us. That's
what's up. Well, Rebecca, we are at the end of the show, and we got to go to the after party. So,
okay, good.
You got anything else?
How your cheeks feeling, Ben? They nice and because you was laughing a lot today. So how your cheeks feeling?
Oh, I'm good. Like if y'all keep playing Jacquees, I'm gonna laugh some more. So patreon.com/like it or not, if you want to get access to even more shenanigans and more good reading for filth by Rebecca Azor.
since James isn't here, why don't we close on Whitney Houston?
Not well, because we're gonna get a copyright violation. That's why,
so we just won't have ads.
No, I'm trying to keep this title monetized. You know these people. You know these people are already after me.
They don't think
that would have been good. One day we'll be able to do this and have no issue. One day.
Yeah.
One day. But I love you guys. It's a Monday. We're going to take it to the after party. Alicia, we're going to send you over our information. Because, at first I was like, who is this person asking for my information?
Want my information.
It's you, Alicia. We'll figure it out and we'll get you the information to get the stuff over to us. I love you and I thank you for thinking of us. You guys have a great Monday. We'll see you over at the after party.
Hey.